Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So it's starting to look like the extended honeymoon phase for AOC, everyone's favorite socialist, that everybody wants to date, of course, has come to an end. Her carefully crafted image of being this progressive, revolutionary, and positioning herself as a leader of the new progressive left, and the last hope for the little guy against all those establishment creatures in Washington. Well, she talked a big game in her first couple of years especially, and people really believed her. But you cut to now, and she is almost indistinguishable from any other bought and paid for Democrat or any other bought and paid for neocon for that matter. Looks just like Lindsey Graham, and she essentially is the new Nancy. So no great improvement, which is exactly the opposite. Really, she is the exact opposite of what people, especially the more honest and staunch progressives, they do exist. This is not what they voted for. They're starting to have some real noticeable regret, and her constituents, they're really letting her have it. And I'm going to show you what I mean. But before I do, thanks to everyone that's been subscribing and leaving such great comments. Really, really appreciate you guys. Building a great community. If you haven't already, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. Check this out.
None of it. You know that. Then let's take it up right now, because this is the only thing that matters. This is the only thing that matters right now. We could be in a nuclear war at any minute, and you continue to fund it. That's what's going on. Why not right now? You're the liar here. Nobody has held you accountable. That's what's happening. And it is time for you to stand up and realize that what you've been saying has been lies. Let your conscience come through for once.
So yeah, man, far left supporters, and not the fake ones, who are literally like the vote blue no matter who sort of people, but the real idealists, the true progressive believers. They're starting to realize the truth. And the truth is that she's not actually anything like what she claims. She's not representing the average person and is really just an installed political puppet backed by the same powerful interests as everybody else. Remember that a lot of people don't know this, but she was literally selected as a candidate after basically auditioning for the role of congressperson. And her campaign, yeah, it was grassroots, but not in an authentic way. That is not authentic. That's show business. That's just marketing. That is not a genuine grassroots politician. And her actions in office, they prove that she's not the real deal. She's voted in favor of literally every single major military industrial complex bill. She's provided a blank check to Ukraine. Glenn Greenwald, he was on Fox, a guy I really, really like. He recently went on Fox, and you got to see this.
Well, she voted for the war in Ukraine, of course. She was, along with every single other Democrat and Bernie Sanders, they were unified in voting for Joe Biden's policy. The only no votes back in May of last year, when $40 billion was authorized, came from the right-wing populist wing, the anti-establishment wing of the Republican Party. There were literally zero no votes. And AOC started calling people pro-Russian who questioned her at town halls about, why are you sending all our money overseas to the Pentagon, to the CIA, to wars when you were supposed to fight for things like Medicare for all, which we still don't have, or a minimum wage or anything like that. And she would invoke the same rhetoric as neocons because that's whose side she's on. And all you have to do is look at how the media treats her. They adore her because she's a harmless threat to nobody.
Yeah, man, they nailed it. AOC is supposed to be representing the far left progressive base, which is actually pretty much the base of the Democrats now, I guess. I really don't know how it works with those guys, but those people want social programs at basically the expense of the military. She's given them literally the exact opposite. And to their credit, they're starting to notice, which it should, I don't know why it took them so long, but I'm not sure if she thinks that they're stupid, that they aren't watching how she votes, they aren't actually watching what she does, that she isn't pretending with the occasional pretend no vote. I can't believe she hasn't done that. I really do believe that she thinks that that they're too stupid. All she has to do is virtue signal and spread the party noise on Instagram, and it's going to keep tricking these people. She thinks that progressives are shallow and stupid.
So let me start off this whole UAP discussion by just stating the obvious, which is that people don't trust the government. And why would you? I mean, a lot of our budget is like 5 defense contractors in a trench coat asking for $1 trillion. So, you know, when you don't have universal health care, but you spend $800 billion a year that can't pass an audit, I don't trust it either. That's why I sit on the oversight committee.
So she says that people don't trust the government, and, of which she's a major, major key player, by the way, because a significant portion of our budget is spent on defense contractors who are just asking for trillions and trillions of dollars, and every year more. So she pretends that she believes this is a bad thing, but, and she says she's going to fight it in her oversight role, yet she's consistently votes in favor of it just about every time, probably at actually every single opportunity. And the crazy thing, she doesn't have to. At almost every single time, she could vote no, she could vote present. She could even choose not to show up and just use that as a way to signal her solidarity with the progressive base that, supports her and challenges the corporate Democrat status quo. But she doesn't. Like I said, not even a pretend no vote. She's on the record, a warmongering imperialist, no different than Lindsey Graham. What did she think was going to happen? I would have guessed she's smarter than that. All those bills would have passed without her. You'd think she'd really try to trick them, but maybe she just isn't that smart. I don't know. But I would have guessed, like I said, that she is smarter than that. But many on the left, guys, they're finished with her. And here's a clip from September 6, 2023 on another YouTube channel called Revolutionary Blackout, where the host puts her on blast for just being another Washington swamp creature.
AOC is doing a corporate PR tour in order to explain to people why she sold out and became an ordinary pro-war Democrat. In this interview with The Guardian, she explains why progressives must align themselves behind Jim Crow Joe in order to defeat the threat of fascism. So once again, workers must give up the negotiation power because this is the most important election of our lifetime. AOC claims that we must protect the democracy of Ukraine. You mean the same democracy that literally banned socialist parties while leaving far-right parties intact? What kind of socialist wants to protect Ukrainian democracy when Ukraine banned workers from their ability to collectively bargain? I have zero patience for these democratic socialists who are constantly repeating CIA talking points. AOC is our enemy.
Wowzers. Guy's got away with words. I kind of like that. And he definitely knows his stuff. I definitely don't agree with him on most things, but definitely knows his stuff. I always laugh when I hear about the sanctity of Ukrainian democracy. That is a joke. He's right about that. That's an absolute freaking joke. But yeah, her people are starting to wise up. Or the people that she wants to believe are her people. And a good rule of thumb, guys, if the mainstream media is actively promoting a candidate, that's a red flag. AOC was always a media darling. That should have been a warning sign. If you really are an anti-establishment type of candidate and you really are challenging the status quo, I would say the media typically they're not going to be pumping you up. They're probably going to be trying to tear you down. It's incredibly obvious. Like when you look at Joe Biden's campaign platform, where most of the key points turned out to be nothing more than lies. Politicians, they're going to say one thing, and then they're going to do an entirely different thing. They're going to pretend to represent you, but then they're going to represent an entirely different class of people once they're actually in power. AOC is no different. She proves it. Someone who genuinely cares about the average person, I'm guessing probably wouldn't be mingling with the elites at the Met Gala wearing a $30,000 dress, or downplaying on social media the struggles of a mother dealing with inflation. I'm not sure if you guys saw that tone deaf video, but she called inflation corporate propaganda to hide greedy shareholders. And apparently New Yorkers, they're not immune to inflation, just like you're not immune to inflation. And the people in her district, they tried to loudly prove to her that inflation is very, very real. And honestly, she seems to be, from the outside looking in, the perfect combination of naive, uninformed, and just a plain old puppet for a corrupt establishment. Probably the worst combination. But anyway, guys, that's just my take, kind of rambling. Let me know yours in the comments. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. We'll see you in the next one.